Hello and welcome to day 2 of creating a peer-to-peer web game in Rust. We'll continue where we left off yesterday. Go ahead and share my screen. This is where we got to yesterday. What we need to do is store in a resource. Okay, that does not make sense. But store these store in a resource, this sender and receiver. And then we'll have a bevy system that forwards messages. Right. So yeah, let's do basically this. Insert resource. And what are we going to store? I guess we need a struct for this. Let's call it actually, let's create the struct in P2P. We'll call it actually it'd be similar to this. Sender receiver. I'm not sure I want to use the same type, but of course I could. Should I? Would that be a bit confusing? The fact that I use the same one, the same type. Only one of them is a resource. Yeah, okay, maybe I can just use the same. So we'll do the red to see channel. And then receiver. Sender. Match back to GGRS sender. And I need to add heavy preload resource. Yeah. It's going to be not component, I guess resource. Is it the derived resource? I'm not finding examples, but I'm just going to pretty sure it's the same as with the components. Except resource. And I think we'll need use baby prelude. So it should be happy, and I think it is. So and then back to your right, this is happy. And then we want to create a system. The system is going to query that resource. It's going to need that resource, and it's going to need this here. This resource. So both of those resources. Yeah, I'm just thinking because so we've got the socket, something comes in through the socket. We're sending that into our custom channel, which is then sending it into our other, well, okay, the GGRS one. Can we somehow bypass this? Oh yeah, we couldn't because the fields were private. That's why we have to do this. Okay. All right. Let's see. Okay, so we need this and create the system in P2P as well. What are we going to call this? Maybe something like forward channel messages. Socket, and then we have our WebRTC channel here. Right? And so all right, let's resolve these. All right. Then we want socket dot channel. What's this value? Was this just 0? I think so. So socket dot channel. Channels. Here we should name these differently. This would be matchbox socket, and this would be forwarding channel. All right. Okay. So Matchbox channel can, I think it has send and receive. Right. So I'm gonna receive. This is gonna give me an array. Okay. Incoming. And for this element, yeah, just do I. For I in incoming. Oh, there we go. Okay. I thought this would be the index. This is the element. So E units incoming. So all right. So incoming. E, maybe we should name this. I'll just say item. Not a great name, but inside of a loop, so it's probably good. Then we want forwarding channel dot send. I guess we can do can we send the tuple itself? They won't like that, right? It's not going to destructure and so on with it. Maybe. No. Into the tuple to 2 arguments. Okay. I was just wondering. All right. So what's wrong here? Item dot 0. What's incorrect? Expected box found here ID. Oh, are they in the other order? Packet here ID. Oh yeah, they are backwards. Okay. That's funny. Okay. So this looks good. Okay, and then we'll have to do the other thing the other way. So let's set incoming, but I should say matchbox receive. Yeah, okay, that is income. All right. Okay, and then let outgoing. That's going to be the forwarding channel dot receive. And I'll do the same thing, but the other way. So for item in outgoing, and we'll do matchbox channel dot send. And then it's reversible. So item dot 1 and item dot 0. Let's do that. All right, we're good here. Okay, I'm going to add the system to endgame. But yeah, I think this should do it. Let's go add that system. System in game. we're going to do the same as this, except switch. It's not dependent on any other systems. Oh, wait, maybe it is. Oh, yeah. Guess P2P. No. Private. Okay. Yeah, I think we're already importing everything from there. So yeah, we just need public. There we go. Okay. I'm just gonna go over the logic once again. Yeah, that's done. This will be used by system. Okay. What did we name our function again? For channel messages. Okay. All right. So we have the Matchbox channel. And then here, sender, receiver. So whatever we receive from Matchbox, we send into GGRS to Matchbox. I think this is wrong. Oh wait, sorry, right here. Sender, Matchbox to GGRS. Yeah, this is correct. So we receive it in that system. I mean, I'm here because I had the names here, and then it's less obvious here because I'm just calling send receive. Just want to make sure the channels are in the right place. All right, so I get something from Matchbox, receive all that stuff in there, and then I call send on the sender. I mean this will use the sender. So Matchbox to GGRS, that's okay. Then that message ultimately will end up in this receiver, Matchbox to GGRS. Perfect. Then in that system, GGRS to Matchbox, I receive all those, and then send them in. Okay. Yeah, that's good. And this in turn will be received from the sender here, GGRS to Matchbox. Okay. Yeah. So I think this should work. Yeah, and so in practice, what do we expect? We expect no change, like it should work as normally. We still, yeah, it's all the same logic everywhere. The only difference is that socket still has its channel, right? Which means I expect maybe other players can connect. They won't join the game, but we should get these logs of players connecting in game, right? While we're already in game. So let's give that a try. So we'll compile that and open two tabs here, or two windows that we can actually run this. This one, once it's ready. All right, there we go. The game is started. And now let's get a third player to join. And I'm going to open up the logs here. to make sure we can see that. We're getting some pretty bad performance. It looks like it lost sync. No, I got back in sync. Perfect. Okay. All right, so and we're logging up all players. Okay. Let's just join and see what happens. All right. Yeah, it looks like it's still no longer connected. Although, as connecting with a player number, but that's just, it just uses that as the room name, I think. Yeah, I mean, I assumed Matchbox didn't know about how many players. That would have been easier. How many players until the whole thing is shut down, but maybe it does. So maybe let me try this. Then the name of the room would be my room. And players 2 that will not be at all in Matchbox's knowledge. Then let's join it. It joined. So we have a third player. Interesting. Okay, so it looks like if the room name is specifically a number of players, that's causing it to shut down. I wonder, is this even related to, okay, yeah, because we couldn't log this before. We can confirm this behavior because the fields we would need to access were private. So this gives us some visibility, even if maybe this was behaving this way already. Like a player could join, but just couldn't log it. So we can know for sure. So yeah, okay, so it looks like when we have a room name, people can join, right? Matchbox looks like Matchbox is already has that behavior, right? And so, or GTRS, I mean. Yeah, so our box game, as long as we say, I mean, I didn't even have to say this number of players because 2 is the default, but yeah, players can join. All players. Don't I have like an in-game message, right? Maybe it's just getting buried. But I don't remember seeing the in-game message. Right, so maybe, oh yeah, what happens if I disconnect? Did I get a disconnect for that? I think. I'm getting so many messages, maybe it's just, okay, there we go, in-game, disconnected. All right. And so we're back to 2 peers, and then I can join. And then all of a sudden we should get 3. There we go. Okay. So perfect. We have peers that can join mid-game. And now what we need is to sync them up so that they can actually participate. All right. So I'm gonna stop these. All players, middle joining players. Okay. Okay. So inside of our function here, I'm not sure what we'll have to do. Most definitely we'll have to interact with the session somehow. And I think this is the part where those private fields are going to get in our way. Right, because so we have the adjoining player, it's connected. But it's not part of the session. Like inside of this session here, I guess here, we've got a bunch of things that are fixed, right? Number of players. We have the player registry, the connection status, like all of these things. The player is never added to the session, right, when they join. So we need to handle that. So here, yeah, in here actually, when a player connects, I guess we'd want the logic in here. And I guess when they disconnect, we need to clean it up too. The thing is, all of those fields are private, right? All this stuff is private. And there's no methods, I think. I think there's no methods to change those. Excuse me. So let's maybe scroll down and have a look. Or you know what? Let me just browse real quick. Disconnect player. Okay. But do we have a connect player? Thing is, when you have spectators, I would think it would be like a common behavior just to have spectators maybe join and leave. So, oh yeah, but spectators aren't even really supported in the Bucks game, at least. They don't think anything is implemented. You're always a player, never be a spectator. But GGRS does support spectators if we were to use that feature. Remote player handles. Yeah, even non-players, like it's not a mutable reference to self, so it's just going to return. Like I can't pass in the new number of players. Local player handles. I mean, is there any mutable, like add local input, advanced frame, disconnect player, events? I think that's about it. For remote clients. For remote clients. I don't know what that does. I'll take a look in a second. Yeah, so none of these are really going to help us. I think we're going to have to create our own session, I guess, which does our, our custom stuff that we wanted to do. Yeah. All right. So I ended up, I think it was last week, forking Bevy GGRS and I think even GGRS, but it looks like we won't need that. I think the approach we're taking now is just to create our own structs and things like that we want to customize and use those along with the rest of the functionality from the library. And yeah, ultimately, I think that will serve us better unless we were going to push or create a pull request. But this behavior is, I guess, specific to our game, which is yeah, we'll see. Maybe a pull request can come out of this, something that would make sense. That will be not too, I guess, use space, something that would be generic enough that won't break existing stuff that's using it. But yeah, for now, we can probably stop depending on those forks actually. But yeah, so we need a custom version of this P2P session. Do I add it in P2P again? Maybe. Maybe I can. This file might start getting pretty big, but yeah, let's go ahead. Where is that type we're looking for? Here, session. No, never mind. P2P session. Hold on a second. Anything that implements this tconfig. Oh, I mean, yeah, I guess it's a trait. So anything that implements this is good. Okay, cool. So yeah, looks like it was pretty much designed for this to accept like generic session types. Or that's P2P or spectator or test. All right. Hopefully this is the only type that we need to recreate. Okay. P2P session. Mat config for P2P session. Great. And then, all right, it's still going. This is a lot. There's a lot to copy over. Yeah, I'm going to do this in a separate file. Yeah, this is why I wanted to fork, because it's just going to make small changes. I don't like that we have to copy paste so much. But I think, yeah, I think this is what we'll have to do. Player registry, we might even have to copy all of this player registry stuff as well. Maybe. Oh no, well, I don't know. Yeah, we might not need to. Oh yeah, we might have to because we're not in the crate. I think this possibly won't show up as public for us. I don't remember that this does, but might be public only to the crate. Yeah, but we'll see. Oh, you know what? Yeah, let's go ahead and copy it on because it's just a few more things and it's already a massive thing. Yeah, it's just the player registry and then the P2P session. Okay, let's copy all this. Well, let's create a file first to put it in, and we'll call it P2P session. Let's add it here so we can use it. Session and P2P session. Well, not found. We have a typo somewhere. What's the difference? I'm not seeing. Oh, PSP. Wow. Okay. There we go. P2P session. Still not happy. Maybe just the files into. No. P2P session. Virus. Okay. Well, might resolve itself once we actually have done something here. All right. So P2P session. Okay, and all the player registry stuff as well. Yeah, because we might have to mess around in the player registry stuff also potentially. Oh yeah, we will because at runtime we'll have to access this stuff. I mean in game. Yeah. So let's paste this whole file. And hopefully this is the only thing that we need to access from it. Okay, what crate was this from again? Okay, too many files open. This it's not builder, but I think it is from the GGRS. Or is it GGRS itself? Okay, I guess we'll go back down to here. Kind of lost. Oh, okay. Handle join players. Session. Or is it session or GGRS config? Session P2P set. Okay, here we go. P2P session. And that's from GGRS. All right. So all this crate stuff, we can replace that with GGRS. Hopefully that should resolve most things. Oh no, the whole thing is private. Okay, we really do need to fork it. So much private things. Okay. Then hopefully this is the only one we need to fork. Maybe we don't actually need to fork Bevy GGRS, but we'll see. Yeah, okay. Let's delete this. Get rid of that and the main. Yeah, I was hoping we could just copy that one file, but it's like there's a bunch of stuff that depends on the private. That's fine because we already forked it. And we didn't make any changes yet, but now we will. And let's just make sure we're on the right tag. Yeah. And is this the file? Yeah. All right, so this is what we want to change. I'm wondering if we should create like a new type of session, like P2P session, like ongoing, or just modify this one so that players can just join on an ongoing basis. I mean, we might be breaking a lot of stuff by enabling that. I'm not sure. Yeah, maybe let's duplicate it. So we still retain the functionality. This might be easier as a pull request. Okay, P2P session. How do we call it? I think for a good word here to kind of express that it's kind of ongoing. It's not so much of a session, but it's a kind of dynamic session. Maybe something that's a little bit more specific, like yeah, I can't think of anything else than dynamic session. Yeah, maybe we'll rename this. Let's rename this P2P session as well. Rename symbol. Okay, I rename this. Usually this works. Is it because we need this to add this to the lib? And we're gonna get some errors because it's gonna have. What if we rename this one? And then we'll swap the file names. Dynamic session. No, skip. Because I'll give you that file back in a second. Oops. Okay, session. All right, this _1, let's rename that to dynamic session. Dynamic session. So we've got our P2P session, should be the same as it was, and this should all be renamed accordingly. Oh, there's only 2 places where I could have done that manually. All right, and our changes so far. I don't expect there to be this many. Okay, we added a file, the builder. Oh, it looks like it. That's annoying. Where is this used actually? No. Okay. Looks like we're gonna run into some trouble because the start P2P session returns a P2P session. Yeah, I don't think we can just create, I don't think this library is set up to just create our own custom session types very well. I could supply a custom T inside of this P2P session, but the issue is the P2P session itself has things that we'd want to change, right? All right, so let's undo all of our changes. And I guess we're just going to change the P2P session that's already there. All right, maybe let's take one more look at this T config. So all we know about the T is that there's input, state, and address. State. Let's see what state is. Phone. Okay. Addresses all these. Inputs, copy phone. Yeah, so this doesn't really help us. All right, so yeah, we'll just change P2P section. And spectator session might be very similar. Okay, this might need some refactor anyway, I'm thinking. So maybe this pull request might come welcome. Might be welcome anyway. Yeah, we'll work it out. Okay, so we're already depending on this, so whatever we change here, start working already in our box game. What I want to do from the box game, see, I'm detecting, I mean, if we end up changing this directly, then I mean we can make a bunch of stuff public, like including the socket, right? The socket here, and that socket, can I access anything on this? Send to receive all messages. Once the straight unblocking socket. Let me go back to box game. So I just wanted to make sure that I have the type right. Matchbox socket. No, that's not where we're passing. It's the channel. Channel gets assigned to something called socket. So that's what's a little confusing. What's this channel? Or we forward it, but ultimately it's expecting this one over to see channel. Or can I just see this in my ID? Okay, there we go. So where does it implement the thing that's expected? Like the, what is it called? And of course I don't have, there's a P2P session socket, non-blocking socket. So is that box that when you want to use CGRS with your own socket, all right? Should be able to do this. So if we start P2P session, we're sending in this WebRTC channel, which is expected to be non-blocking socket. But I don't think we implemented this. Maybe it's. I don't think we implemented that trait. So, well, it must be implemented somewhere else, right? Or maybe we did. Oh yeah, we must have, because it would not be accepted here. So, we're still in box game. Yeah, it would be in here. Non-blocking socket. All right. So send to just calls send, and receive all just calls receive, and let's send the vector, which receive itself already returns a vector. I guess it'll map stuff. Just to serialize packet. All right. All right, so let's go back to P2P session here. Oh, I'm still in box game. Hold on. Yeah, that's right. I can find the All right, so P2P session. And do we keep all this private since we can change it from in here already? I don't know. Maybe I could make this public and log from here, and then we wouldn't have to like forward through our like intermediate channels. That would simplify stuff. Yeah, but for now, okay, we'll make these refactoring changes afterwards. For now, what we need a functionality to add players, not just the new, not just what's being done here in new. Are we even calling new? I think we're calling something else, like start P2P session or something. Is that in this file? No, start P2P session is what returns this. And start probably close to new. This returns the P2P session. And so yeah, okay, it does call new. All right, so when we call new, it's probably a good place to look to see how this is all set up. And if I can find it. There we go, new. So this is how it's set up. Initially, players. So we're going to need to add a local connection status for the new player when they connect. Sync layer. Does that mean we need a new sync layer? Possibly. So, okay, this is all from the perspective of players that already have their game running, but the player that's connecting would already have this set up properly from the get-go. It will restart the game though. So this new also needs some way to input some kind of state, like pre-existing state. But already, if whenever a player joins, it restarts the game, even if it restarts the game, it's already progress because that means players are joining in real time and then they can actually participate. So I think we'll do that first, and then we'll do the yeah, and then we'll do the not resetting the game. All right, so I guess we can add a function like add player, right? That might make sense. Yeah, I'm wondering if even let me already make this public. Pretty sure we're gonna need that. Um, okay. New do add player. Add player. Um, so we need a new connection status added, right? So local connect status. What is it going to do with this? Okay. So what we want to do, we need a mutable reference to self. And we want to take the local connection status and push connection status default. All right, just another player. And I guess the default is probably disconnected. Disconnected false. Yeah, there we go. Is that the default? Okay. I'm guessing somewhere else it will do something with this. Hopefully. All right, sync layer. We're gonna need to either edit the sync layer if we can, otherwise we'll have to create another one to overwrite it. So self dot sync layer dot. Oh, so like same functions or something. Is there like an add players? Let's go to sync layer new. This will input queues push. That's it. Can I add an input queue somewhere? Add local input. There's a lot I don't know in here. Feel like it's highly likely that something will not be set up right. We'll see. Set frame delay. Input delay. This is coming from here input. Player handle. So this sync layer, I'm not 100%. I'm not really sure what it does. But we need to update the number of players on it for sure. And I don't think this is something we can do. So start. Can we increase the number of players? nothing is actually increasing it, so we'll have to create a new one. So I guess we'll do this. Same thing. We'll have to get the number of players, increase it by 1. Yeah. I mean, maybe we need to reset all of this, right? We call new. I mean, that might be the easier way. Just create a new session. Because then I don't have to do like a bunch of like, yeah, I could just do new. Could I do that? If I create a new session, could I somehow overwrite the last one? Because I only have, I probably only have like a mutable reference to this at the point where, let's see, if I'm in the box game, where we'll be logging that stuff higher up, I think. Oh, I'm in the wrong file again. All right, so handle joining players. At this point, I just have a mutable reference. I can't exactly just restart the whole thing. Like if I replace this resource, I guess it would be here. Oh, this might still work. Should I just create a whole new one? Then maybe I don't need to fork. Yeah, maybe we could try that. Yeah. I create a whole new P2P session. Because if we go incrementally, it would just restart whenever someone joins, then all the players would be there. And then the next step would be to figure out keeping the state and using it when we start a new one. Yeah. So maybe I don't need to fork anything just yet. So just keep the same behavior for now. All right, so yeah, no changes. Oh. Now we've got no changes. Okay. Yeah, so we'll do this. We'll create a whole new session. We'll overwrite what's in here. And I think any like the VGGS stuff will still be using the same resource here. And because it's inside of an enum, it's not like I don't have to like destroy the resource entirely. Maybe that doesn't matter, even if I did have to, but yeah, I think maybe this could work. There might be more complex than I'm thinking. There might be other things I have to kind of reset. I'll have to look at the start P2P session. Or maybe I call this one again. I do a whole build thing again. And yeah, maybe. All right. Well, I'm out of time. So we'll look at that tomorrow. And yeah, so that's all for today. So thanks for watching. If you enjoy this, like, share, subscribe, or follow, depending on what platform you're on. And yeah, I'll see you guys tomorrow for day 3. Yeah, thanks for watching. Bye.